Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following WNBA matches that is happening on Friday, August 18, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Dallas Wings vs Connecticut Sun. Take Dallas, and here is why. The Dallas Wings stepped onto the hardwood against the Connecticut Sun and walked away with a win by a score of 91-81 in their last game. Dallas walked away from the contest having earned a 46.9% field goal percentage, 30 of 64, and made 6 of their 15 three-point shots. From the charity stripe, the Wings knocked down 25 of their 27 tries for a rate of 92.6%. In the matter of grabbing rebounds, they collected 34 with 7 of them being on the offensive end. They also doled out 22 assists in this contest, in addition to forcing 12 turnovers and earning 8 steals. In regard to defense, Dallas allowed the other team to shoot 45.2% from the floor on 33 out of 73 shooting. Connecticut distributed 9 dimes and had 7 steals in this game. Furthermore, Connecticut grabbed 34 rebounds, 9 offensive, 25 defensive, and earned 2 blocks. Connecticut finished 50.0% at the charity stripe by converting 7 of their 14 shots. They also made 8 of their 18 shots from three-point range. Satu Sabally is a player who was a major contributor in this contest. She ended up with 28 points on 8 of 16 shooting. She was on the hardwood for 36 minutes played and also collected 8 boards. Sabally finished the contest at 50.0% from the floor and earned 5 dimes. Dallas enters this game with a win-loss mark of 16-14 so far this season. The Wings are hitting 30.6% on shots beyond the perimeter, 199 of 651, and 80.3% from the free throw line. They are averaging 86.4 points per game, third in the WNBA, while hitting 43.4% from the floor. They are turning it over 12.7 times per game, and as a squad they are committing 19.0 fouls per contest. As a unit, Dallas is pulling down 38.9 boards per game and has totaled 601 dimes this year, which ranks 5th in the WNBA in terms of passing. Defensively, the Wings are forcing 13.6 turnovers per game while drawing 18.0 personal fouls. They are 5th in basketball in allowing assists with 588 relinquished so far this year. The Wings are allowing an opponent shooting percentage of 44.2%, 407 of 540, and they concede 32.3 rebounds per contest as a team. They are surrendering 35.9% on shots from beyond the arc, while they are 9th in the league in PPG allowed, 84.1. Our total pick is over. And here is why. When they last stepped on the court, the Connecticut Sun walked away from this one with a loss by a score of 91-81 against the Dallas Wings. The Sun pulled down 25 defensive boards and 9 offensive rebounds, totaling 34 in this matchup. They gave up possession of the ball 12 times, while recording 7 steals for the matchup. The Wings had 18 fouls for this game, which got the Sun to the charity stripe for a total of 14 tries. They were able to bury 7 of the free throw attempts for a rate of 50.0%. When talking about shots from distance, Connecticut made 8 of 18 tries, 44.4%. When the final whistle blew, the Sun went 33 for 73 from the floor, which gave them a shooting percentage of 45.2%. The Sun allowed the Wings to bury 30 of their 64 attempts from the field, which had them at 46.9% in the game. They went 40.0% from behind the three-point line by connecting on 6 out of 15 and finished the game at 25 of 27 from the charity stripe, 92.6%. Concerning team rebounding, Connecticut allowed Dallas to snag 34 in all, 7 on the offensive glass. Alyssa Thomas ended up being a major contributor for the Sun for this contest. She made 12 out of 22 in this contest for a field goal rate of 54.5% and totaled 10 rebounds. Thomas totaled 26 points in her 40 minutes of playing time and earned 5 assists for this contest. New York Liberty vs Phoenix Mercury. Take Phoenix. And here is why. Sophie Cunningham ended up being a major contributor for the Mercury for the matchup. She converted 9 of 17 in this matchup, giving her a field goal percentage of 52.9% and added 3 rebounds. Cunningham scored 25 points in her 35 minutes on the hardwood and had 3 assists for the matchup. Phoenix has a win-loss mark of 9-21 for the season. Phoenix has scored 2,334 points on the season, 77.8 per contest, and they pull down 30.7 boards per contest. The Mercury are responsible for committing 19.7 fouls per game, and they hit 81.4% from the charity stripe. As an offense, the Mercury are connecting on 44.8% from the field, which is third in the WNBA. Their rate of dishing out assists is at 19.8 times per game, sixth in the WNBA, and they are turning it over 15.4 times per contest. The Mercury on defense are ranked sixth in basketball in PPG, given up with 83.4. The Phoenix defense gives up 35.0% on three-point shots, 221 of 632, and opponents are knocking down 80.9% of their shots from the free throw line. They have surrendered 19.6 assists and 34.0 total rebounds per game, which is sixth and fourth in the WNBA. They are able to force 12.7 turnovers per game and have allowed teams to shoot 43.7% from the floor, fifth in basketball. Our total pick is over. And here is why. Breanna Stewart is one player who was a contributor in this matchup. She left the arena with 42 points on 15 of 23 shooting. She was on the court for 36 minutes played and collected 6 boards. Stewart ended up shooting 65.2% from the floor and distributed 6 assists. New York steps onto the court with a win-loss record of 24-6 this season. The Liberty are connecting on 38.0% on three-point shots, 334 of 879, and 82.7% from the free throw line. They have an average of 88.5 PTS per game, second in basketball, while going 45.7% from the field. They lose possession by turning the ball over 13.8 times per contest, and as a squad they commit 17.0 personal fouls per game. As a team, New York is collecting 38.2 boards per contest and has earned 735 assists for the campaign, which has them ranked first in basketball in terms of passing. On the defensive end, the Liberty are forcing 11.9 turnovers on a nightly basis, and they draw 17.3 personal fouls. The Liberty are giving up a field goal percentage of 42.0%, 357 of 518, and they relinquish 33.4 boards per contest as a squad. They are ranked second in the WNBA in giving up assists to their opponents, with 564 surrendered so far this season. They concede 34.4% from three-point land, and they are third in the WNBA in PPG allowed, 80.7. When they last played, the Phoenix Mercury took a loss by a score of 81-71 against the Seattle Storm. The Mercury collected 20 defensive rebounds and 11 offensive rebounds, totaling 31 for the contest. They also coughed up the ball 8 times, while earning 10 steals for this contest. The Storm committed 10 fouls in the game, which took the Mercury to the charity stripe for a total of 7 attempts. They were able to convert 4 of the free throws for a rate of 57.1%. In relation to shots from beyond the arc, Phoenix converted 5 of 23 attempts, 21.7%. Overall, the Mercury ended up shooting 31 for 75 from the field, which gave them a rate of 41.3%. The Mercury permitted the Storm to convert 32 of their 62 attempts from the floor, which left them with a shooting percentage of 51.6% for the matchup. They finished the game shooting 46.7% from distance by going 7 out of 15 and ended up shooting 10 out of 11 from the free throw line, 90.9%. When it comes to rebounds, Phoenix permitted Seattle to get 38 in total, 7 offensive. Chicago Sky vs Atlanta Dream. Take Chicago as a first pick, and here is why. The Chicago Sky faced the Washington Mystics and took a loss by a score of 83-76 in their last game. Chicago ended the contest with a 41.8% field goal percentage, 28 out of 67, and made 8 of their 25 three-point attempts. When they shot from the charity stripe, the Sky buried 12 of 16 attempts for a percentage of 75.0%. In relation to getting rebounds, they earned 34 with 12 of them being on the offensive end. They also distributed 17 assists in the matchup, in addition to forcing the other team into 17 turnovers and getting 8 steals. Concerning the defense, Chicago allowed 49.2% from the field on 30 out of 61 shooting. Washington earned 8 dimes and had 14 steals for the matchup. On top of that, Washington grabbed 32 rebounds, 8 offensive, 24 defensive, and added 2 rejections. Washington ended up going 83.3% from the charity stripe by converting 20 of 24 tries. They converted 3 of 18 attempts from beyond the perimeter. Kalia Copper is someone who was a major factor in the matchup. She ended up scoring 17 points on 6 of 12 shooting. She played 27 minutes and also totaled 2 rebounds. Copper ended up shooting 50.0% from the floor and distributed 1 assist. Chicago comes into this game with a mark of 12-18 on the campaign. The Sky are hitting 36.9% on shots from three-point land, 240 of 651, and 74.9% from the charity stripe. They have an average of 80.5 PTS per contest, 7th in the WNBA, while connecting on 43.7% from the field. They are losing possession via turnover 13.8 times per game and as a unit are committing 17.3 fouls on a nightly basis. As a unit, Chicago is pulling in 33.1 rebounds per game and is sitting with 603 assists this year, which ranks 4th in the league in terms of passing. On the defensive end of the court, the Sky are forcing their opponents into 13.5 turnovers on a nightly basis and they draw 16.5 personal fouls. They are conceding 33.6% on three-point attempts, while they are 8th in the league in points per game allowed, 83.7. The Sky defense is giving up a shooting percentage of 45.8%, 404 of 494, and they surrender 34.5 rebounds per game as a unit. They rank 9th in the league in allowing assists to their opponents, with 619 surrendered so far this year. Our total pick is under. And here is why. When they last stepped on the court, the Atlanta Dream walked away from this one with a loss by a score of 86-65 against the Las Vegas Aces. The Dream snagged 38 defensive boards and 5 offensive rebounds, totaling 43 for the matchup. They turned the ball over 16 times, while getting 3 steals in this contest. The Aces earned 19 personal fouls for this game, which got the Dream to the charity stripe for a total of 19 tries. They were able to make 15 of the free throws for a percentage of 78.9%. In relation to shots from three-point land, Atlanta knocked down 4 of 16 tries, 25.0%. When the final whistle was blown, the Dream ended up shooting 23 out of 62 from the floor, which gave them a percentage of 37.1%. The Dream permitted the Aces to convert 32 of their 77 tries from the floor, which had them at 41.6% in the matchup. They went 30.4% from distance by hitting 7 out of 23 and walked away from this one shooting 15 out of 19 at the free throw line, 78.9%. In the matter of cleaning the glass, Atlanta permitted Las Vegas to get 38 in total, 8 offensive. Alicia Gray was important for the Dream in this game. She converted 5 of 11 for the matchup, giving her a rate of 45.5% and totaled 3 rebounds. Gray racked up 19 points in her 33 minutes on the court but went home with no dimes. Atlanta has a record of 15-16 for the campaign. As an offense, the Dream are shooting 42.8% from the field, which is 9th in the WNBA. Atlanta has 2,550 PTS on the season, 82.3 per game, and they grab 36.4 boards per game. Their rate of assisting teammates is at 18.4 times per game, 10th in the league, and they are turning it over 14.5 times per game. The Dream are responsible for committing 19.9 fouls per game, and they shoot 77.4% from the charity stripe. The Dream on the defensive end are ranked 10th in the WNBA in points allowed per game with 84.2.